If you're interested in building wealth this year, experts say that real estate ownership is one of the best ways that you have to build your personal wealth.
And we're about to give you some insider knowledge. Hi, this is Russell Fawcett of the Stern team of Keller Williams, and today I am here with Lonnie Larson of Advantage Property Management, and we're here to talk about investing in real estate. Lonnie, tell me a little bit. So we're looking at going into 2022, a lot of people have the goal, some financial goal, right? And a lot of the times we hear about investing in real estate. Why do you invest in real estate?
It's the way to get rich. Real estate is an excellent method of gaining wealth for your family and for yourself. As the market goes up, real estate goes up, you gain rather than a set amount every month, every year, every 10 years. Real estate always appreciates, so your value in real estate property also always appreciates. It's the best way to get rich that I know of.
As we look at some of the strategies behind investing in real estate, right? So you can be a landlord, you can do flip properties, or there are other ways to be a passive investor in, being a partner, being kind of that financial partner. But one of the easiest ways to get into real estate as far as an investor is acquiring that first rental property. I know for me, I actually took the townhome I was living in and moved out, and that was my first rental. What are some of the surprises, though, that people should think about when kind of looking at acquiring that first rental or becoming a landlord?
I think the way you did it is the way many people do, and it's a great way to go because now you're familiar with that property and you can move forward. Some of the drawbacks, people always hear horror stories about rental properties, but honestly, it's a great avenue as long as you maintain control of the property. It's a huge investment. There's a lot of money sunk into any real estate. You need to make sure that you know who's in the property, and then you go do an inspection as often as possible. Many people are kind of hesitant to do that, but when it's your property, you want to know what's happening. You want to see the condition that it's in. So I always advocate ongoing inspections. And then you have to be willing to stick to the lease. The lease is a contract. The tenants have to abide by the contract. The owner also has to abide by the contract, and that means that you might have to make sure that your tenants know what the consequences are if they don't abide by the contract.
Yep. And I know there's a lot of, like you said, horror stories out there. And one of the things that I hear when I talk about, having people buy rental properties, they say, well, I don't want to deal with tenants. And so the reality is, though, they don't have to deal with tenants, right? How can property management help to make real estate become more of a passive investment versus an active investment?
Property management, if you get a good property manager, they take all of that away from you. So your job as the owner is just to make sure that the funds hit the bank every month. If you think about it, usually property management will cost about 10% per month. So if you have 1 month where you don't have income for whatever reason, you didn't have time to show it, repairs had to be made, whatever that is, you have actually paid a property manager for almost a year, taken all that off, making it a truly passive income.
Awesome. So no late night calls that the toilet's overflowing.
No late night calls. No, where is this person? No, I have to look over all of these applications, do background checks. All of that is taken off the owner. And now all you have to do is, like I said, it's passive, make sure the money's in the bank every month, and go on vacation.
Sounds good. Yeah, so real estate, again, owning real estate is actually one of the best ways to keep up with or even outpace inflation as well. As you were saying, it's a way that you get rich. When prices go up, of all of our goods, so does the price of the home. And so as we look back over the last couple of years, we've all seen prices go up. But the people that have been, owned a home, they've gained true value and equity by owning that property. Another way that you can earn income or make money in investing in real estate is flipping properties. I know you have a little bit of experience in that. what are some of the things that if someone was starting to look at flipping properties, what should be step one for them?
So by flipping properties, some people aren't really familiar with that term. What that means is take a property that needs some repairs, do the updates, and then putting it back on the market for an increased price. The things that you want to look for is good neighborhood. It doesn't have to be the most expensive neighborhood. It can be anywhere in the valley, but you want to make sure that the neighborhood itself is, a nice neighborhood where nice people would want to live. There's nice people in every socioeconomic level, but you want to make sure that the neighborhood is great, and then look at ROI. Don't do the most expensive repairs. Maybe every home doesn't need granite countertops. Maybe every home does not need, the top level stoves and fridges and all that. You want to make sure that you're doing your repairs commensurate with what's happening in the neighborhood. And then I always get the neighbors involved. They love it. It's like, oh, we're going to bring in nice people. Who do you know? And they're always so happy to see maybe a rundown property that's brought back to good condition.
Yeah, and I think one of the most important things that if you're not active in real estate and you want to get into, rehabbing a home or flipping a home, is that you would consult with a real estate professional. Because like you said, you want to make sure the finishes are comparable to what's going to be in the neighborhood. If you're in a luxury home market, you want to make sure you do luxury finishes. If you're in a first-time home buyer market, you want to make sure you have nice finishes, but they don't necessarily have to be luxury. So, and then the other thing I would recommend is also on that first property, getting an inspection so you understand what you're going up against. You want to be able to go in and get some of those bids and actually know what it's going to cost so you can do a proper analysis to make sure that the numbers make sense.
People normally don't know everything there is to know about everything. So if you get a good inspector in, they can give you that information. You can make informed decisions, know what the best thing is to go forward. If you get a good price on a property, for example, and it needs a new furnace, the inspector says it needs a new furnace, but if the prices work out, that might not be an issue. It may be something that you can get your return on your investment but you would need to know that going in.
So Lonnie, there's so much that we could talk about investing in real estate, whether that be flips, whether it being a landlord. I mean, we didn't even touch on Airbnb or fractional ownership. There's so many items that we really could dive deep into, right? And so we don't have time today, but we are having a class on January 22nd from 10 to 12. There'll be a link in the article that you can click on the registration, and those are the things we're going to dive into. We're going to go a little bit more detail. We're going to be there. We're going to be able to answer anyone's questions and really help people understand that getting into real estate and investing in real estate really is a possibility for anybody.
It's a great possibility. Just to add, that class is totally free. So come on, we'd love to answer your questions, make sure that you have the information that you're looking for. We'd love to help you out.
As always, if you've got any real estate related questions, reach out to your Stern Team agent and we'll be happy to help.